Samson uyithabela njani elingahere ubhizi mini nobusuku izangoma zebhiya namakhehla agugele ejele ugcwele indlu ngale rest nakhe ngabeka ukudla etafuleni amasimbi enje nyangephuza imali zama-abortion uthi ukwazi ukubuyisa imizi kodwa uhlula khipha intwana yakhe ejele hey mina umpepeni bengimkhuza kodwa bokwazi ukubhida ama-3 Makakayile uwe wekasi ngamagorinzi ukuhloniphe kanjani Samson usaba amanzi ushana nabafazi uhlekisa ngathi ekasi mina ngeke ukubize baba wena Samson ungibheka ngamehla.
Young people in South Africa are no longer only the victims of violence, they're also the perpetrators.
During the dark days of apartheid, the youth of South Africa played a key role in fighting for the liberation of this country. Armed with a fierce determination to end an unjust system, young people who were politically active were often arrested, tortured, and forced to abandon their political ideologies. However, this did not deter them from pursuing their desire for political change. So while the social agenda for the previous generation of young people was politically driven, the youth of today are finding themselves in a shaky, somewhat uncertain position. Labeled the lost generation, young South Africans are battling frustrations of all kinds, from poverty to unemployment, a lack of education, and a crumbling moral fiber. And this has given rise to a whole new violence, one steeped in self-destruction.
I just think our generation there's a lot of more violence than previous generations.
I feel, why should we live through violence? Why should it be a part? Why must it be something we get over?
Oh, okay, right, Van Damme. Ngizokufundela uTompo.
Yazi Minir. Isikolo somphakathi. And nami ngimember yomphakathi.
I know many places, if I go there, I'm in a 99% risk of getting hijacked.
According to the Center for the Study of Violence and Reconciliation, a culture of violence is steeped in our history. Their studies indicate that the violence South Africans experienced under apartheid has also had a lasting effect on our social conditions. It has resulted in a type of social deprivation, fostering frustration and the potential for violence. This does not, according to their studies, always take the form of political violence, but permeates society through increased crime rates, murder, rape, and the abuse of women and children.
When people are marginalized, they are very frustrated. When you're at the opposite end of what is important and what is valued, you become disempowered.
We were actually a collective society, part of the community. Now, if you take each and every person, whether you are a woman or you are a man, you are a girl or you are a boy, whatever the case may be, you are not part of your extended family only, but you are part of the whole community at large. So in other words, there were those kinds of moral values, there were those morals of which you had to adhere to, and also you had to conform to them, because not they are part of your family, but they are part of the community at large. So in other words, it's unlike today where you find people saying, I don't care who's doing what, so long as I'm looking at myself.
We must understand violence as a cycle of violence. We need to conceptualize and understand that most perpetrators of violence at some stage were also victims of violence. And in all the research we've done, we find that when that cycle, when a person has been a victim for a long time, they integrate parts of the perpetrator within themselves. They identify with that, and that becomes a way of dealing with their anger. They model their behavior, oftentimes from a very early age, on the role models that they have. And we currently in South Africa have a generation who models their behavior and who modeled it for many, many years on the way in which people used to handle the circumstances during the apartheid era.
Marami bro. Alam ka po may taray.
Ik stier kala. Sy samen my vanaand.
Ik weet ek saam met jou man, maar ik stier kala. Banane si aan.